Oh, snaps. Looks like a fight's about ready to break out. Techno's talking shit. Mugen's talking shit. Like, like what? What, you think you're king? Huh? What? Actually, they're brothers. It's all family here. There might be some, if these things could talk, a little trash talking. But, they're both pretty equal, man. I mean, if I had to choose one of them, I probably would choose the Techno, even though I love the Mugen. I think the Mugen even handles it a little bit better. I mean, the suspension on this thing is money. Look at that, people. See that shit? Look at that. That's how your suspension should be, like that. Look at that. Like butter. Look at the Techno one, too. Watch. Oh, snaps. Look at that one. Woo! Even fresher. Let's check out the ass on it. How's the ass look? Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Feels pretty good. And, the Techno's a little bit wider. Techno? Oh, yeah. Money. So, we are in store today in Southern California. By the way, welcome all Muggy Maniacs, Chuggy Maniacs, and let's not forget, even though this one's, it's been a minute, I gotta fire her up soon too, Buggy Maniacs as well. I love this Buggy, and I am looking for another one. She's getting lonely. She's the only, the only Buggy in the Nitro Cave. We've got the big brothers over here. We got Fatso over here, Mr. XTM Mammoth ST, old school OG, triple OG, 10-year-old, decade-year-old, actually more, 8th scale. Basically, I mean, I call it a Muggy, but it's a Chuggy on steroids, man. This thing's no joke. I mean, this thing's got more aluminum braces and more braces than a 16-year-old teenage girl. Okay? Look at that sucker. I mean, see that? Look at that center diff is sexy, isn't it, man? Look at that thing. That is 7075 anodized aluminum. Look at that thing. The tower on that thing is sick. Bearings on it. Hardened steel gears. No plastic shit like the original one came with. I ate those things. This motor ate those for breakfast. I got a drawer full of them. Even the metal ones, it grinds a little, it gives little shavings here and there, but I mean, this motor is a lot for this platform, man. This platform will take modded motors, and I ran modded motors in it. I broke in that Novarossi 28.8, the one that's in there, what I've been running, I broke it in this platform. I want to almost put it in here and run it in here and see what this thing, what it does in it now. And if I do, blow out some differentials, and I got replacement parts now, so I mean, I'm not worried about that. But yeah, I mean, I recommend stock Novarossi 28.8 Rex Legend. This is what works here. This is what gives it great power, bottom, mid, top. The Dynamite Platinum 053. This is highly recommended. And I've tried a bunch of them on it, but it just likes this one. I mean, I've got aluminum. This is titanium. This piece, which is your I forgot what they call it again. Your steering acronym, and the aluminum. This is all aluminum. I mean, I put a lot of money in this thing. I paid like $250, brand new. It's bone stock. Had the piece of shit XTM .25 motor in it or whatever. Shocks upgraded. These are like 18 millimeter. These shocks are big ass shocks. I want to put a sticker. Big ass shocks. So this thing ain't no joke for an freaking old platform. I mean, this thing gets busy, man, and we're gonna get it busy. I don't know. I might run it this weekend. I want to run because I just got in a new servo that I'm trying out. I was recommended by one of my 5th scale brothers. It's by JX, and I want to try it out. It's budget. It's like 20 something bucks. It's he said they're good, but I don't want to invest a lot of money in this brand until I see how good they are. It's really nice, well put together, but you know, looks on everything. It's got this nice aluminum, like a purple color. Feels decent. It's all metal, steel. The specs on it say, as far as speed, at 6.6, 8 seconds, or 9 seconds. Torque is about 200. Which is good. 200, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how this thing. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna better to try it in than this fat pig. If this thing is good quality or it's decent and it's gonna turn and have any speed and torque, it's gonna be tested in this big boat here. So that'll be later. The Nitro Nation is growing, man. I've put on in the last, I feel like I put on weight, you know, like when you get fat. I've put on, I've had almost 60 new subscribers to my channel in the last less than 2 weeks. A lot of my videos, I used to maybe, if I was lucky to get 30 views, if that, 40, and I was like, wow, actually people are watching it. That's kind of cool. I'm getting an average of over, you know, 100 and something views, and I've never experienced that. And I'm not saying this because, you know, I'm like, wow, I'm getting good, or it ain't no credit to me. All I do is repeat stuff that I've heard from other people. You know, the best secrets and the best, you know, some of the best secrets and ideas are stolen from somebody else. And I didn't steal them. I'm not going to say that, you know what I mean? But I just borrowed them. I just, maybe it's the way I'm bringing it. I like to use a lot of analogies, and I'm just the average guy. I'm not the, you know, John Bodegel, great guy. He's my mentor, one of my mentors, and taught me a lot. You know, and he's obviously at a level in fifth scale that I'm not even in fifth scale yet. And he's went to levels that, you know, whether I have as much experience in 8th scale nitro, you know, he's done all the pipes and all the motors, and, you know, he has a lot of that experience. But see, John is a little bit different because, you know, it has to do with your wallets. My wallet's not as deep as John's is. I have money. I'm not starving. I'm not missing any meals. I do okay. But he's a different level than me. So I'm just the average guy. You don't, it's not that I don't want all that stuff, but I really don't, you know, wants and needs, like I said, once again, are two different things. I mean, there's a lot I'll share with you guys right now real quick. You know, how I roll as far as when I go to do my, you know, spend my wad, you know, so to speak. I mean, this isn't, my taxes aren't even got here yet. This is just stuff that I need to get. And then I got some coin on the side. I mean, there you go right there. That's what I can spend right now. $1,277. Am I going to spend all that right now? No, but I'm going to spend at least half that within, you know, this weekend. Do I need another charger? No, I have one, but I am going to get another one. I'm looking into different ones. These are, you know, the MBX Seiki Mugen for the pins that I was telling you about in my truggy. The ones in the back are worn. The hub carriers, you know, I need because if these fucking break or whatever, or something happens to them, or they whatever, I'm out. I don't have an extra one. I need that. Tools, do I need any more tools? No, but I'm going to try these. They're Yaw Racing. They're like $20. I mean, they're not real expensive, but I've got some inexpensive ones like these, and they work really well. And I like the fact that if you look at these, I just like them because mostly, not so much the ends, you can get new ends for these, okay? Huddy makes, there's different companies, and I've found that make ball ends and different nice ends. You're going to spend about, you know, $8 is what they call the ones that I get. I think they're Huddy. I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of them, but they're ball ends. So I can change these. See all these. You can change them. So, I mean, I'll spend 20, but I mean, they're Yaw Racing makes some good stuff. I just like the handles, man. The way the handles on those too, they roll. So when you're working on stuff, you can put it in your palm and just, you know, almost like a ratchet. So, but do I need, you know, more tools? I mean, you can never have enough tools. That's one thing that I won't say, oh, no, I don't. Well, yeah, I do. You need tools because, you know, these are high traction differentials for my Mugen. You know, again, those are just to have for spares. You know, I've got clutch shoes. You know, I found some of these motors in here, but I forgot. I need to remove these because I'm not dealing. I found some .28 motors, but I'm not interested in these little 3 ports and all this bullshit. .30, this is a Habayo. I mean, this motor here, it's a .30, but it's a 3 port. So I don't really, you know, I don't know how much power it has and so forth. I mean, it's only $150, the back plate's whatever. So I can take this bullshit pull start that comes on this thing, take that off, and then put a pull start on it. I mean, put a back plate on it for like $12 or something like that. But you know, I want to just get a motor that already has a back plate. I don't want to go through all that shit. And it's a Japanese, you know, it's a .30. I don't know, maybe it'll be good. I want to try it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not too sure. I have to do some more research before I pull the trigger on that one. See, there you go. Habayo Hyper, which is that motor, back plate for a non-pull start. There you go. There you go. There's your back plate. So, $12, 15 bucks, let's say, for the back plate. You throw it on that motor. You're $165 for that motor, and then you get it modified, another $100. So, you know, not bad, and it's brand new. I would break this motor. I would put the back plate on it and everything, break it in, fire it up, and run it. See how it runs. And is it either, you know, I mean, at the worst case scenario, I mean, I mod it, and, you know, it does okay, but I don't know. It's a Hyper. I have a Hyper, so it's a good, Hypers are good motors. They don't make them anymore. Habayo is the company that actually made Hypers, so, you know, I mean, it's, like I said, sometimes you just gotta try shit and see how it goes. If it goes good, you know, yay, nay, whatever. But I mean, there's other companies like RC Willpower that make a lot of shit and have a lot of different type motors. But the problem with this company, man, and this is what you gotta watch. Look at this. April 15th to May 24th. We're not even in April yet. So it could take you 2 months to get this, excuse my language, fucking motor. And they sell a lot of shit. I can't do that. Unless if this was the last motor on Earth, maybe. It's not. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. Again, you know, they make alpha .28s that you can get through this company, Willpower. This is a company I get all my XTM monkey shit through because they make the shit that's discontinued and then, you know, ship it to you. But 2 months? Hell no. You know, and then you get these other companies that you're buying a $20 product, a part or whatever, and they want to charge you $25 to ship it. Fuck all that. Excuse my language. That shit, well, that's just some of the things, like I mentioned on my other video, you guys got to watch out for. And these are things that I already know. You know, I already know how to order and do I've done enough homework so I know how to order. This is definitely coming. This is the Pro Line Enforcer body, which is the same one that I have right there on the Mugen Chuggy. I'm just going to do a sick-ass paint job. I like that body. I like the style. I want to get another JC Concepts. But I have a JC Concepts, and even the Mugen one is different. The back's kind of the same. It's just the front piece that's different. This is pretty decent price too. I don't know. I might get a JC Concepts. I don't know. But they're strong bodies too. Clutch shoes, clutch springs. I need more plugs. Novarossi plug, standard for the Pico because it's a standard plug. Turbo for the Reds. I've got plugs for the Nova 28.8s. You never have enough of these. These are your gas kits. I'm getting some more life batteries. I need some more 14 bell pinion. Big thing, 98886, super strong. That's coming. That's a good investment right there, man. But that's going to be worth it. Well, from what I hear, yes, and we'll see. We'll see if this pipe just blows me away. This pipe with a 41032 on a modified motor, let me see the huge difference. And I'm sure I will, or John wouldn't even waste his time even plugging this pipe so much. Okay? So there's the 60s. There's a big chunk right there. You know, some blood grease I'm going to try. Here's a 41031, which is a great header for .21 motors. Even modified, that from what John says. Here you go. Dynamite. Clutch shoes, more I got a lot of clutch shoes and springs coming because with mod motors, man, you need them. You're gonna not go through them a lot, but you're gonna go through a lot of them. I mean, it's just they're modded, they're more power. There's more everything. So you need them. They're also the same thing too. I got clutch bearings coming too. I'm just sharing with you guys. I mean, kind of where my money's going and why the rhyme and reason or method to the madness, I should say, of why when I purchase shit. Because I can't go to the hobby shop and get any of this shit. The only I'm getting from a hobby shop maybe today, later on, and I might do a video of show you guys, because I've done videos in the past, but I think they might have got erased, of what a local RC hobby shop in Southern California, what they're offering nitro-wise. And you guys are going to get a dose of reality. Okay, if you guys got the track day hobbies like Ray over there and where John is in Long Island, man, you guys are blessed. I just appreciate just being able to get fuel. More batteries. These are great to get. Get a digital battery capacity checker for $8 or whatever it is. I have one. These things are so well worth it to check your, that way you can check your batteries and shit. It's my battery. How much juice has it got? I have one. Same thing. I'm getting another one because they're made in China. You never know when they might take a shit. So anyway, what else do we got coming? Oh yeah, I gotta have more dynamite. Thick is not what you want. Why does it say thick? I want the medium. That bitch better be medium. I gotta double check. So you want the medium, not the thick, not the thin. Medium. I haven't tried the team associated Reedy Life batteries. I want to try one of those, so I'm gonna get one of those. This is coming. I want to get this because the dog bone is too thin, I believe, and because it's so long, it's longer than most dog bones, because as you know, my Techno motor is up farther than most motors on 8-scale truggies. So I want it, because it is extra long, that the one that's on there is too thin. This is an aluminum, 7075. It's probably not as strong as steel, but it's a lot more rigid because it's bigger, thicker, and I want to try it. The one that I have in front, man, I love it. That thing is way thicker than the original one on there. So what else do we got? Front bumper. We got what else? Where we got? Oh yeah, we got more clutch shoes. Upper arms, like I said, for my Mugen Truggy. I got some. I'm replacing the shock towers on the front and the rear of the Techno because they're good. Nothing's wrong. They're just all scraped up. I want them brand new, so it's just me. Mud guards, Techno suspension pins. That's $50. I mean, I'm not getting all this, but the majority of what I'm showing you, I am getting. And I know what I need and what I don't. I'm gonna get a brand new chassis. I found one, the last one. Hopefully, it'll still be there for the XTM Mammoth. Brand new, 3mm aluminum. I think it's 7075, but I'm not sure. I have to check because that one there is just old, and I just want to put a fresh one on it. I'm getting some of that carbon fiber wraps. I'm going to start wrapping my own bodies. Time to replace the bearings on Mugen. I'm not the original owner, so. And this is another one. This is the pipe I was telling you guys about. Now this pipe I want to share with you because you hear about the end blade, the 9986, the Opno 86, the dynamite, all that. This pipe, and I talked to the guy that makes these. Triton makes they make motors, .21s, which, like I said, don't do much for me. But this Triton pipe, part number, it's a 2148 power pipe. Comes with an exhaust, or you can get it separate. That pipe he dynoed it, and it's actually pulling more power across the board than the Novarossi 9986. So that's what he said. Whether he's BSing, the only way that I'm going to find out is by running it. So I'm going to get this pipe. I'm going to try it out. I'll let you guys know. I mean, it looks sick, but, you know, again, looks aren't everything. That header, we'll see, but I'm going to throw a 41032 header on that bitch and see what that thing's got. He says it has crazy bottom end, a lot of mid torque, smooth power band, and just pulls top end, screams like a freaking banshee. So we're going to try that pipe out. I'm kind of excited. There's another $100. So, I mean, I'm more into the pipes right now. I'm looking to take my modded motors to different levels as far as enhancing what the power is, you know, which is pipes, clutches, gearing, stuff like that. Mostly pipes, man. I'm gonna probably throw out about $500 on pipes. You know, I gotta kid up to keep up with my the professor, Mr. Buttergel, man. That guy has, you see that box of pipes, Bartolones he got? Holy shit. I'd like to do something like that with nitro. How about I do that? The Muggy Maniac gets a box of like a half a dozen at least different nitro pipes to try out. You know, or maybe the same. Maybe get a couple 9886s because they won't be around. Let's get a bunch of 41032 headers, 41031 headers. Let's get some end bleeds. Let's get some, some dynamite, some offness. Man, I just want to open a box of headers, a box of pipes. That was cool, man. I liked when he was doing that. I was like, damn, how many freaking pipes you need? Well, apparently he doesn't. John, you know how John is. And more is more. More, and there's never enough. And that's the way it is, man. That's the way nitro is, man. It's never enough. When is too much too much? It's just not. You know, but like I said, I'm pretty smart about it, and I try to be, needs and wants, people. Needs and wants. Wants, gotta wait. Needs, gotta be met. Servos, I gotta get another head warmer. That one's starting to go. Tires, you're gonna need more tires. There's the 41031 header right there. That one's about to get punched on the bot right now, and I'm paying. It's about a $35 header. I'm paying $43 for it because it's being shipped from Australia, I believe. Is it Australia? Where's it coming? Yep, it's coming from New South Wales, Australia. That's where that header's coming from, and it's the last one. And if I don't pull the trigger on this, somebody gets it. And because I've looked, and there's only one other place, and Novarossi has tons of them, but they're not shipping right now. I don't know why. I guess you can go direct. The thing I don't like about Novarossi Direct, I know John uses it, man, they want to charge you fucking arm and a leg to ship your shit. Excuse my language, but I'll pay taxes, but if I'm spending $100 or more, you can at least give me a break on the fucking shipping shit. I mean, come on. Please. A-Main does it at least, That's why I'm smart. When I order my shit and put it in my cart on eBay, I know all the shit. When I pay this seller only, it'll pull up all the shit that I got in there from that one seller. So instead of paying $3 for shipping from this part, $4 from this part, $2 from, and all that bullshit, like A-Main, it'll just clump everything all together, and I will pay no shipping and handling, okay, or very little for all of it, instead of getting one thing at a time. That's why I do my cart like this on my eBay, and then I'll go through it. That way sometimes I've got that cart to where it says 2,000, 3,000, man. I just want to get all of it. But I'm gonna get a few hundred this weekend. So, but like I said, mostly the things that I want to get right now: headers, pipes, clutches. I need some more oil stuff, some more bearings. Stuff that I know I'm gonna go through and that I need for backup. Not stuff that I already have and I just want an extra one. If I already have it and I have an extra one, I don't need another extra one yet. I will, but I gotta, you gotta prioritize and just, what's more important? Maintaining your shit or getting bling bling for it? Well, I think it's maintaining your shit. Can't maintain your shit, you're not running nothing. So anyway, shout out to Raja111. video, nice video on that track deal he did, and he did one on his new Associated, nice whip, but you know, doesn't do much for me, because it's still got a .21 in it, you know, I mean, when he's racing it or whatever, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, a .21 is a .21, unless you mod it. There you go, here you go, people, look at that. Bam! We'll do. You guys ever heard of Emerald Lugosi? You guys are from the South. He is considered the Cajun cook. Cajun cook, man, and that guy can cook like a steak and meat like nobody. And he always used to do that thing, kick it up a notch. Bam! Why don't we kick it up a notch? You know, he throws some seasoning on there. We put seasoning. We're marinating the steak. Well, you know what? Let's kick it up a notch. Bam! And he would do that stuff. Well, man, I'm gonna jack that shit. You know, there you go. There's the Emerald Lugosi. Bam! Look at that. Took a stock Reds motor, R5 Team Edition. Good motor, strong motor, rips like hell, screams like hell, stock. And then I kicked it up a notch. Bam! And it's modded. There you go. Same thing with this thing. Took a stock 28.8. Bam! Kicked it up a notch. Modded by RB Mods. Same thing with this Pico right here. 28, 7-port, P3, stock. Used to be stock, now it's modified by RB Mods. Bam! Kick that shit up a notch. Now, it's time to kick this sucker here up a notch, because I've already ran it stock. I know what it does stock. It's a good motor, okay stock, but I wouldn't risk because the porting on this thing is shitty porting, okay? In the ports, if you've ever taken apart a motor, inside the ports, there are openings, you know. I'll give you an example, even though this is a carburetor. They should be smooth. See how this is, you know, a carburetor? Imagine if you got a carburetor and the venturi or the opening like this was fucking almost cut your finger because it's all rough. That shit, any of that chips off and goes into your motor, excuse my language, your motor's fucking done like dinner. That's a wrap, okay? You'll end up having something like this. See this up here? Look. See that right there? Nice freaking hole. Conrad, right through the side, man. Matter of fact, you know what? I think I still have that rod from that motor. I don't know. The piston fell off of it because I tried to glue it. Oh, I do have it. I forgot. Look. See that? That's the rod that came out of that motor I just showed you. That's a 24.7 XTM motor. It was the original one that came in the, you know, came in this thing here. Okay? Before it got a real motor. You know? And never looked back. So I blown one motor. That's all I needed. Don't have to slam my finger in the car door more than once. Slam your finger in the car door once and smash the shit out of it, and tell me how many more times you do it. Unless you're a real moron or an idiot, just don't pay any attention, you'll do it again. Me? I've done it. One time. That was good enough for me. Hell no, my finger ain't getting slammed again. Same thing with that. After I blew a hole on the side of this thing here, put a hole through the side of this motor, I was like, hell no, that ain't happening again. Let me stop dealing with bullshit Chinese motors, pull starts and rotor starts, which that one was a pull start, and let me get some quality. Let me get some Italian shit. Let me get some Novas. Let me get some Reds. Let me get some Picos. Excuse my language, you know, Asian motors, it is what it is. I always will give credit due where credit's due once again. Asians, Japanese, man, they make sick whips. Hands down, no questions about it. All the top platforms are Japanese made or Asian made. Technos, Mugen, obviously, okay? Asian made. Even the Losis, they're not made here. They're made in, well, those are made in Taiwan, but anyway, you know. Okay? But when it comes to engineering and manufacturing quality motors, Italians, man. The OSs are okay, but Novarossi and Pico, they got the market, man. They're the only ones that are making their own shit. LRP's not. You know, even that European company, okay, and I do anything that I tell you, these are facts that I'm telling you. I don't make shit up. I do my homework, as you guys know. I do a lot of studying, and if I don't know that it's for sure, I don't go, well, or I'll tell you, I heard this. Don't quote me on this. Whether it's, I'll tell you that. But when I tell you stuff, this is facts. These are facts because I researched it and I found out for myself. Okay? I just didn't get one doctor's opinion. I got many doctors' opinion. Dr. Bodegel, Dr. Adam Drake, Dr. Gordy Tessman, Ty Tessman's father, great mechanic, tuner, very knowledgeable. Mike Croddick, tuner and mechanic for Elliott Boots, top 10 race driver in the world, races for Team Keosha and Reds. Okay. Adam, by the way, is the one that's been setting up fucking Ryan Mayfield's shit, and Ryan Mayfield just smashing people right now, man. And Ryan Mayfield might be on just a tear this year. He's looking to just take out Hungaro. He didn't like the fact that this youngster here, took the Worlds last year. Ryan's just on a tear. He's not looking just to beat and knock David Hungaro from the number one, driver in the world. He's looking to just smash him, destroy him. He's looking to just separate himself from the pack. And that's the way I feel about Nitro. As far as Nitro, everybody comes into 8-scale Nitro even to become uneven. Where you put yourself, that's up to you. But I know, and I know that coming in. When I came into Nitro, I came in at an equal sleigh to other newbies. But to become, and even people that have been doing it. Okay? There's no seniority in this shit. This is a job. I mean, it can be. Sometimes when you're working on your shit so much, but there's no seniority, man. I don't care if people got 10 experience. Okay, you can't replace experience. Okay? I give you that. I'll give people that. Adam Drake, 40 years experience at least. John Bodegel, in 8-scale Nitro, he's probably maybe got a year on me in Nitro. Okay, maybe a year, which is not much, but it is enough to where, I do, take heed to what he says. It's like E.F. Hutton. You ever heard that? Some of you new guys don't even know who that is. Some of you older guys do. E.F. Hutton. There was an old saying, when he speaks, you listen. Because he was at some kind of, the status symbol he was of whatever. I forgot what it was, but same thing. When John says something, that word's usually pretty golden because John doesn't just say shit. John, he knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But does that mean he's God of RC or God of no? If anybody, I don't would even compare that because there is only one God. Okay, in my life anyway, and that's the man upstairs. That's it. I don't want to get into make this a religion discussion or make it a spiritual discussion. But yeah, I believe in God, and there is only one God, and that's just me. But anyway, if you wanted to say something like that, because you hear people would say the old if you guys ever hear of Greek mythology, Achilles, Greek gods, more than a man, less than a god. He wouldn't even put himself as a god. Adam Drake would be that. He's man, that guy's got more race experience, more experience with all of this stuff than anybody. So, but I just take all these guys that I learn from it's just like sports, man. I was just listening to something on the radio about sports, all these trades and NFL being made, and I follow sports. I try to because I love football. I love basketball. I play golf, although it's been a while. I like to golf. Tiger Woods, I don't know. I've been out of that for a while, so I don't even know what Tiger Woods. I know he's still chasing Jack Nicklaus's record. So, and he's not going to stop until he gets it. And, it's taken him longer than he probably wanted to, but that's problems of his own making. a lot of the stuff in nitro too is this. A lot of the problems you have of your own making. When your shit goes wrong, it's the problems of your own making. You're the one that's turning the wrenches. You're the one that's calling the shots and making the decisions. You're the one that's investing what you're investing in. You know what I mean? Don't just, like I tell people this all the time, a lot of newbies, man. I've got like 50-something, 60 new subscribers in the last week, man. Crazy, man. Nitro is growing, and it's cool because I feel there's about to be a resurgence and a revolution in 8-scale Nitro. And I hope and pray to God that I will have some part in that. And that's why I do these channels, because I want to get Nitro big again. I want, fuck E-word, man. I hate E-word, man. Even guys that show it on their channels, man, I want to just fucking turn it off. And these guys, I know them, and they know me, and we talk, and we give shout-outs, but they know, and it's no secret, the Monkey Maniac is never going to blow smoke up anybody's ass. I'm never going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm going to give you the facts, and if I don't give the facts, I will tell you that it's not a fact, it's just what I heard, blah, 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 whatever. But when I tell you it's a fact, it's a fact. It's because I did the research, I did the study, I talked to enough guys, pros, and all that. It's a fact, okay? But guys that show E-word on their Nitro channels, man, shame on you, man. You just put one foot, both feet in, or get out, man. It irritates me. Crawlers, E-word buggies, E-word chuggies. I don't even associate, and not that and purposely, I don't look to hang out with guys that are into electrics. I get guys all the time commenting on you know, E-word shit. Oh, I got an E-word buggy, I'm looking to convert it. You got any suggestions? Yeah, don't convert it. I mean, Nitro, when they want to convert it into, or they'll say, I want to convert an E-word into a Nitro. I say don't convert it. Get a new one. Get rid of that shit, because you're going to spend more money and time and headache on trying to do the conversion shit. Just scrap that shit, sell it, whatever, and get you a Nitro platform. Get something that's designed and set up for 8-scale Nitro or 10, whatever scale you're going to do. And then you hear people converting Nitros into E-words. Sacrilege! Shame on you! Oh my God, man. And I'll be on these, I'm on a Mugen site on Facebook, and I'll make comments and they don't like it. Oh, well, you don't have to be a dick. Well, you're an idiot. How's that? I'm a dick, sure, I don't care. Call me what you want. You're an idiot. What are my suggestion for converting a Nitro into an electric? Why? Waste of money and time. Just stay in E-word, man. If you're the E-word, and man, get both feet in if you want to do it right, and you know, feel the full effects of what the joy and how fun this is. Man, I love it. Today is going to be 80 degrees in a couple hours. I will be brapping my shit around the corner up the street from my pad. Freaking having a blast, man. I can't wait. Okay? And I might even do a back-to-back. I got to go to the hobby shop because I need to get more fuel, and I don't want to wait on that. Running low on my Byron, so I need to go grab my gallons. You know, and I'm going to pick up some other goodies. I'm going to spend some money at the hobby shop, and like I said, I might do a little video and show you guys of what they have, and basically you're going to see a Traxxas warehouse. Is what it is. They're just feeding into what all these suckers out there, you know, think is good and quality. Traxxas. Joke. And don't get me started on Traxxas again, because if you're a guy that's sold on your Traxxas and you're just like gung-ho Traxxas, man, hey, go for it, man. Take your modified motor, take your end bleed or whatever, and throw it in your Traxxas and go for it. Let me know how that works out for you. I already can tell you, but you got to experience it yourself, man. Knock yourself out, man. Or should I say knock your Traxxas out, because that's what's going to happen. That modded motor and that end bleed is going to knock that fucking Traxxas out. Gears, dog bones, drive chains, outer cups, diff cups, even the gearbox. The Traxxas gearbox diff will not hold on to a modded motor. I know guys that run those, and they've replaced the whole inside of the gearbox, but it's still a Traxxas, man. The core of that thing and the DNA of that platform is a Traxxas. No matter how you slice it. Just like a .21. No matter what you do to it, unless you mod it, okay, it's still a .21. This thing stock will rip ass. But compared to that, no. That 28.8, no. That 20.8 will get up in that ass. This thing, even this thing modded, and that thing modded, you're gonna see that soon. In Truggies, modded .21 and a modded 20.8. What the 2021s, and I'll tell you this from experience, what they lack is they don't have the torque and the pull of a bigger motor. They have RPMs and they can scream. They have low end, but minimum. They're mostly top. They scream like crazy. But screaming and pulling and is two different things. You can scream all you want, but if you're not pulling anything, there's no real power behind it. It just screams because it's a .21. And this is modified. I've ran plenty of .21 stock and modified, and I ran plenty of 28.8s. And I'm going to start running a .32, and I'm going to see what the LRP's got. And I ran it stock, and it's okay. But even stock, compared that .32 stock, okay, compared to a stock Nova, it doesn't have the top end. I can tell you that personal experience. I've ran both. Now we'll see if that changes when I get it modded. I'm going to tell Rick that when he mods it. I'm going to say, Rick, do me a favor on the LRP. Can you push the RPMs on it? Can you, I don't care. Mod it like if you were modding it to be dragged. That's what I want. Because I want to get more, because I know these things, because it's a 7-port, and because of the quality, it doesn't have a lot of top end. The Nova Rossi 28.8 has more top end, and any motor builder, and I've talked to plenty of them, will tell you that. Ask John Bodegel. He did a video, and that's where I learned. He explained how the 7-port on the LRP compared to the 8-port on the Nova, the difference was the Nova, because of the 8-port, would continue to pull, and that's that top end because of that extra port. Porting isn't where they have it, is the top end port. The LRP .32 doesn't have that. It's hard, it's fast, it screams, but it just doesn't have that. When it hits its top high note, I should say, that's what Rick calls it. For those of you that don't know that or heard me, high note. When it hits that, well, you know that's the screaming highest pitch it's going to get, you'll know. The LRP .32 drops off. Okay, the 28.8, because of the 8-port, doesn't. You know, so maybe I can change that. But still, this motor is not the quality of that 28.8. And I don't know how many times I got to tell people that. It's a bigger motor, yes. It's going to, once it gets modded and even stock, it spanks the Nova's ass. Okay? But the quality is just not there, man. I don't know how long that motor will last, even after modded, just because of the quality of the motor. I mean, I can always send it to Rick again, but why go through all that when, you know, a 28.8 just will last forever? Once I get my modded 28, but even my stock ones, I guarantee you I'll get 10 gallons through those things, and they'll still run strong. I've seen it. So they'll, you know, that's the difference, you know, quality versus quantity, and I've said that over and over again. So the porting, when you take this motor apart, and I've already taken it apart, and you might be able to see in my older video, inside of here, the ports where they ported it, the edges of the ports are all jagged and rough. And what will happen eventually, over time, you running it stock without getting it modded, if one of those little pieces chip off and fall in your motor, there's no room for air in a nitro motor because of the RPMs. A little tiny chip like that will blow you'll seize your motor, you'll wreck it. You'll throw a rod. So if you're going to get one of these LRP32s, just keep in mind, you're risking, if you don't mod it, you're risking the motor, how long it's going to last you, and I don't know. Maybe somebody will do the test and let me know when it blows up. Or not. I'd hope you wouldn't do that, but hey, like I said, you gotta, you know, it's a $200 mistake that you can learn. I've made many expensive mistakes, but I minimize them now, so very little. Another thing is recommended. Get some of this shit. It's $10. Nova Rossi factory oil engine. This shit I use on everything. bearings, anything that moves. I use it as an after lube, man. For an after lube on your motor, this shit's good. Look, I'm almost out. I gotta order that shit too. And then there's another one they make that is actually just for bearings. Novarossi makes a lot of good fluids, man, and I trust the Italian fluids, man. Their shit is bomb. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my take on that. Somebody told me they were going to get a Mach 1 Dynamite and modify it. I said, you're wasting your money and your time. Mach 1's Dynamites are a piece of shits. Take that $100 that you would invest in that motor and invest it in another motor. Don't, you know, do what you want. Just some advice. Pico .21 Pico Boost? 21 doesn't do much for me. It's a good motor, but it's not the .28. It's not even a modified red. It's .21. This motor will spank that Pico's ass. At the end of the day, like I said, it's still a .21. Okay? That .20, the Pico that I actually am trying to find, but I don't know if I want to get it because, Rick, keep this in mind. When you're getting motors, if they're discontinued, you got to factor that in. Either get a couple of them, because there's not going to be any parts to get available. So later down the line, when you want to rebuild that motor, you can't get no parts for it. Then what are you going to do? Just throw it away, I guess. Use it as a paperweight or a conversational piece, like plenty I got up there. So yeah, that's just something that I talked to Rick about. Because I mentioned some motors. So yeah, but if it's discontinued, you know, even if you want me to rebuild it later, I mean, once he mods it and then later down the line, whatever, he needs to rebuild it for me. He can't get the parts for it, or I can't get the parts for it, then what? You know what I'm saying? So, I want to try to find a Pico .28 Pico Boost. The .28 Pico Boost. But, they discontinued those too. So yeah, running in the sand. If you guys run in the sand, you guys are, excuse my language, you guys are fucking morons. You are asking for fuck up your motor. One of the subscribers, you know, this isn't nothing on him, but, you know, I did mention that, hey, man, that's not a good idea. You're running the sand and all the sand, what it does to the gearing and all your drivetrain and all that sand and shit in there, it's not good, man. Trust me, I rode dirt bikes for many years, and I did not go riding to sand dunes because the sand is for laying out at the beach, getting a tan, or chilling, not for running anything in it. That shit fucks up chains, wears teeth out on sprockets, and it's a headache. And then the guy got sand inside of his motor. Man, you just fucked your motor up, man. Sorry. That motor even made one revolution with sand in it. It's done. Rebuild it. So, hope you learn. Expensive lesson, though. IBIS 8 machine, those oil machines. I looked around and you can get them. You got to get on waiting list. The IBIS, which is the one that Adam Drake is using, that thing is $800. RC Target makes one called the Express machine. That thing is $600. So it's an investment, man. I mean, it's something that I am looking at, but something that I'm not going to get into right away because, I mean, my motors, and I've been breaking them in. What I did is I do the John Bodegel way. I heat my motor up. Okay, heat it up to 200 degrees. Before you even fire it up, heat it up to 200 degrees, and then let it cool down to temperature. Heat it up to 200 degrees again, and let it cool down. Do that I do it like 4 to 5 times. He calls it a heat cycle. Then you fire it up and do your braking procedure like John does. But I run only like 4 to 5 tanks. And then I set it on the ground and I do the Adam Drake procedure. Run it quarter throttle, 1 tank. Okay. Stop it. Let it cool down to about 15 minutes. Fire it up again. Run it around. Another tank. Half throttle. Shut it down. 3/4 throttle. Full throttle. So you're running around 8 to 10 tanks. By the time you're done, you're ready to brap. And even when you start brapping it, I wouldn't just pin the throttle and try to scream it. Just, you know, go easy on it. The more patient you are breaking in your motor, man, it's going to last longer. You know, but that whole IBS machine and the oil bath thing, it's saving you time and money. I mean, it takes time to break in a motor. To break in those things on that oil machine, You know, it's going to take about 12 to 14 hours to do that. You know, it won't even take me, you know, so I'm looking at it, and the biggest plus is you're saving a gallon of fuel. Because by the time you get out of, after it's the oil bath, then you're only running like maybe, I think they said like 4 tanks of fuel, and it's ready to go. So, does it, and it lasts, motor lasts longer because of that break-in, everything sets in better, you know, but hey, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's just another level, another scientific way to do it. Doesn't mean that there's a right way, there's only one right way to do it. There's many different ways to break in motors. Adam Jake, before he even used that oil machine, has been doing it the way that I just explained. The Botagel on the bench and then run it on the ground like Adam does. He's been doing that for years, and his motors have been fine. So, you know, it was just something that I'm looking at, and something that maybe in the near future, but not anytime soon. I got more important things to invest $600 into, like a whole nother platform, than I would one of those machines. And I'll just buy me a couple more gallons of fuel. So it is going to cost me, it is going to be a little bit more fuel, you know, and maybe a little bit more time to break it in the regular way. But hey, you know, to each his own. If you guys want to get one of those machines, that's what they're going to cost you. Or you can get the service. It's $45, $50 I think for that service. After you get your motor, if you're going to get it modified or you're not, before you break in your motor, get an oil bath for $50, get it back, and then break it in and see what that does. I might do that to one of my motors. I might do that to the LRP 32.32. After I get it modded from Rick, I might hit up Adam Drake and say, hey, can you oil bath this thing? And then break it in. And see if that helps. Because that motor, I want to do it more than anything because it's shitty quality. Because the LRP is a shit quality motor. You know what I mean? It's a big motor, but the quality is just garbage. You know? I mean, it is what it is. Call it how I see it. I've taken it apart and I've compared it to the Picos, the Reds, the Novarossi, even the OS. And the OS is who makes these motors. But I think these motors were probably, from what I hear, a lot of these were left over from what LRP, the company that owned them before the new company took over. And I guess the new company hasn't really. I almost want to buy another one and see if it has the same issues. I want to let these motors cycle out a little more. And, you know, maybe a new batch will come out and that won't be the issue. You know, they'll be better quality. They need to address that carburetor. I can't believe that a big company like LRP, you know, they just won the IFMAR Worlds with, you know, the hands of Ungaro running an LRP, even though it's a .21. I don't know how he there's no way in hell he can be using this carburetor unless it's totally custom. Because this carburetor, no matter what you do to it, I've taken it apart, I've changed, and it's just it's shit. This carburetor is garbage. It just doesn't want to tune. The air leaks on it. I don't know why it just doesn't seal right. You almost got to freaking Loctite. I would almost Loctite. It just, the seals on this whole motor are just shitty. This Kyosho that comes off the .25 Kyoshos, this Kyosho carburetor runs better than this thing, but it's not an Novarossi. It's gonna have an Novarossi on it, period. So anyway, anything else that I didn't cover? Let me see. Somebody asked me, oh, DLC coated crank. Now Novarossi makes a DLC coated crank, so you don't have to get it coated. It's $200 though for the Novarossi 28.8. So I'm thinking my next 28.8 Rex Legend, that by the way, that's my third pick. I'm gonna get an LR, but I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna get a Novarossi 28.8 Rex Legend, another one. Put a DLC coated crank in it myself because I can buy it for $200, well, about $150 from Novarossi. Put it in here. That way Rick can do the work to it, even though it's DLC coated. That way I'll let Rick know and he can do his little deal on it, or maybe not have to do anything. And throw some ceramic bearings in it, so it'll be a different Novarossi 28.8. It'll have ceramic bearings and a DLC coated crank, and we'll see what that does. The LRP 32, I'm thinking of doing that, the same thing to that. So I'm putting little twists on these motors that I'm getting modded. The OS, I don't know what it's going to run like. modified. That's a great motor for .21. I'm going to get that thing modified, and and then to break it normally. So we'll have the OS going to be modified, the LRP .32, and then again another No Rossi 28.8, but with some added bells and whistles. And we're going to start experimenting pipes. Triton pipe that I showed you, man. I want to try that out. I'm going to get the 9986, see what it does, do some experiments, mess around with some gearing, clutches, stuff like that. So, nothing too big, just enhancing what I already have. We cover the dog bones. Somebody asked me, do I race? I think I covered that. I don't race because it doesn't do anything. 2021s don't do a lot for me, so they do as much for me as a stock motor does for Mr. Bodegel. So anyway, shout out to John. That's a cool video he did. I really liked him, how he shares with his, of other guys doing their thing and, their caves and stuff, which is really, really cool. I show you guys my cave all the time. This is no secret. I've got room for 2 more vehicles. I'm thinking of where I'm going to put my next 2 vehicles. I know one's going to be a buggy, and I haven't decided whether I'm going to get another truggy, or I might get another. I might get an actual muggy. So we'll see. More tools are coming, more goodies. But anyway, let's end this another long video, another hour almost. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you're gonna go to different levels, you got to think about the end result of what you do before you do it. Really, that's the best I can put it. .21 is a .21. Get it modified and then talk to me. Tell me how it is. I've already got it modified. I'm gonna get a couple more modified ones, just not as much. If I have 2 or 3 modified .21s, that's fine. I'd rather have the bigger motors. So anyway, I gotta spend some more money. I gotta get this vehicle prepped. I gotta get me something to eat. I gotta shower, drink me some more coffee, get fired up. Not that I need coffee to get fired up, because when I start thinking about running my shit, I get jacked up. So, anyway, I will catch you guys later. That's the Muggy Maniac. Shout out to all the Nitro Nation. We're growing by leaps and bounds. It's really cool. You guys have any questions? The only dumb question is the one that you don't ask. If I can help anybody in any way, just, comment below. And I've been trying to get back to everybody that I can as fast as I can. I'm just really, really busy, just like anybody else. But that's about it. So let me spend some more money on my laptop and order some more shit and do some brapping, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. And for you guys that are retired, guys that are checked out, make sure you just set your piston bottom dead center, man. Throw that afterrun oil in there. Otherwise when race season or whenever you're waiting, when the weather warms up, that would suck for your shit to be all seized up. So I always check my shit periodically, even if I'm not running it, and even though I know I had it bottom dead center, you never know. Sometimes you move them around and the shit moves around a little bit, so just make sure. But that's about it. That's all I got. Peace out.